Hi, this is Lefty Dad, and I'm going to be doing a game today from PC Replay Baseball, all franchise teams. And these teams are kind of like the dream teams for each franchise from the entire history of the franchise. And they're based on this book by Tom Stone, Now Taking the Field, Baseball's all-time dream teams for all 30 franchises, which is a really great book. But we'll go now to start the game, and we'll be doing the Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. So it looks like Dave Steib is going to be starting for Toronto, Whitey Ford for the Yankees. So let's go here. I'll control New York, and the AI, which is excellent, will control Toronto. So here we go, Yankee Stadium. We'll see who's on the lineups here. We got A-Rod at third, Jeter short, Cano at second, and Lou Gehrig at first. Bill Dickey is catching. Charlie King Kong Keller is in left, Mickey Mantle in center, and Babe Ruth in right. So pretty good team. I don't think they're going to lose many games. And it'll show up here what year the particular players are carded for, and they have kind of a amalgamated stadium card because ballpark effects play a big role in the replay games. But anyway, let's get going here. Roberto Alomar from 1992, his season, will start things off, and he's going to pop it out to A-Rod at third. Cano is the best defensive infielder in this setup, Mantle, because the smaller the number on the infield, the better. Bigger the number in the outfield, the better. Mantle is the best. Here's Josh Donaldson from 2016, 37 home runs that year. He's going to no ground ball to second base. And we've got two down, and here is Vernon Wells. This is like a star-studded walk down memory lane. 2005 season for Wells, and that's going to be a line drive single out to Ruth. We'll see if he drops the ball. He probably will, just barely an error, but that allows, he fumbled it out there and right. That allowed Wells to get down to second with two outs. Here's Carlos Delgado. He hit 35 home runs in 2001, and that is going to be an out because well, I have to set this so it doesn't go to the next batter quite so fast, but it's because Whitey Ford is a left-handed pitcher, and the hitter was a left-handed hitter, and lefty-lefty matchup is the advantage to the pitcher. Okay, Derek Jeter from his 1998 season is up against Dave Steib from his 1983 season when he was a 20-game winner with an ERA under 269. And that's going to be a sharp ground ball to Delgado at first. He makes the out unassisted. Here is Alex Rodriguez from his 2006 season, 44 home runs that year, 299 batting average, and he hits a double to left right over George Bell's head, bounced off the wall. And here comes Mickey Mantle, and yeah, 1956. What other season than that? 42 home runs, hit .336, and had a slugging percentage of .650. Can't wait to see what Babe Ruth's slugging percentage is. And that's going to be a single right over the bag at second. And this is an example of the righty-lefty matchup favoring Mantle. He's a switch hitter, so if he would have been a right-handed hitter, it would have been an out. So now we've got Mantle on first, and Babe Ruth, 27th season at age 32, and 52 home runs that year. I thought he hit, well, I thought he hit 60 in 1927, but I'm probably wrong about that. It's probably earlier year. But anyway, he had a slugging percentage of .704, so it's all left-handed hitters now down the lineup until we get to Thurman Munson, the designated hitter. Babe Ruth almost walked. He's still up. And this will be a dribbler to the pitcher, and he has the choice of getting Mantle or Ruth out, and he's going to go for Ruth, but Ruth is pretty fast, but he does, well, no, it's going to be a rare play, so we'll see what happens here. Attempted pickoff, possible balk move. Steib makes a questionable move to first, and they're going to roll against his balk rating, and it is a balk. It's not a pickoff, so Mantle goes down to second. Okay, Ruth is still up. And Steib, Ruth goes the other way to left. Mantle holds, though, at second. George Bell out there has a good arm. Jesse Barfield at right has a great arm. Okay, now Gehrig is up, 36 home runs. One down. And you can see these little marks here, whatever they're called. These are like little arrows pointing up. That generally means that if, it'll be a sacrifice fly if that comes up. So it's a good chance to get Mantle in, and instead there's going to be a walk. So Steib is in trouble. Here's Charlie Keller from his 1942 season. Charlie. He's going to hit a looping drive to center. Vernon Wells comes charging and he makes the catch. But Mantle, because his speed is the highest rated you could get from his 1956 season, he scores. So that's 2 runs for the Yankees. Here's Bill Dickey from his 1937 season, and that's going to be a strikeout. Okay, Toronto is back up. George Bell is up. 1986 season for George Bell. Strikeout, yes. And Whitey Ford can face 23 more hitters. Again, this is his 63 season when he won 17 games and had an ERA under 3. McGriff is up from 1989. Well, and that's going to be a pop out to the second baseman. The cagey left-hander out there, Whitey Ford, he was 34 years old in 1963. Here's Jesse Barfield. Jesse going to fly out to right. So Whitey Ford is setting him down. Robinson Cano is going to be up. Hit 306 in 2011, and that's going to be a walk. So Cano is down to first, and Thurman Munson, the designated hitter, is up. He does hit into a lot of double plays, but we'll just see what happens here. And that's going to be a ground ball to third, but they were playing halfway there for the double play, so Donaldson went to second, but they couldn't get Munson at first. Jeter is up now with 1 out, and Jeter is going to fly out to center field. So Steib seems to have kind of gotten things under control, but now he's got to face A-Rod. And A-Rod, his slugging percentage, not as good as Mantle, not as good as Ruth. I don't think it's as good as Gehrig. And this is going to be the righty-righty matchup, a leaping catch by the shortstop. It's not a hit. Gonzalez catches it there at short. And now Ernie Witt is up. Ernie, the catcher, 1988 season. And that's going to be a ground out to the second baseman, Cano. Okay, here's Alex Gonzalez, shortstop, and that's going to be a strikeout. I think that's the first strikeout for, that's the second strikeout for Whitey Ford. Back at the top of the order, Robbie Alomar, 24 years old in 1992, and he's going to walk, and then he's going to try to steal. That little asterisk there means that if he can get a good jump, he will steal the base, but he's got to get a good jump, otherwise he stays. And Ford is really good at holding him on. Dickey's good at keeping them on. So he's going to have to roll a 50, well, actually he's going to have to roll a 61 or higher. and that's really hard to do, and he doesn't roll it, so he does not get a good jump. Donaldson up for the second time. Donaldson hits a line drive towards the gap in the outfield. Ruth can't get to it, and Donaldson scores. Alomar scores. So now it's a 2-1 game. Vernon Wells is up with 2 outs. Wells strikes out. Okay, bottom of the third, and it's a 1-run game. Here's Mantle. Mantle is going to walk. Okay, here is the Bambino, and Gehrig is going to, he just loops the ball out into center field in front of Wells, so we got runners on first and second. Wells, or Steib, could go 17 more hitters before he runs out of gas. Here is Gehrig. And Lou, he played in 162 games. I think that this is kind of merged, maybe. I can't quite remember the rationale behind all this, but I thought it was based off the season, but they wouldn't have played 162 games in 1928. So I'll have to kind of review how all these teams were put together. But Lou gets a double down the left field line, and we'll see if Ruth can score. He does. Third base coach sent him in. And Charlie Keller is up. And Keller hit a sacrifice fly his first time up. And there is a line out to third base. It seems like it's hard to get through the lineup of Mantle, Ruth, Gehrig without letting some runs score. Here's Dickey, ground ball to second. That moves Gehrig over to third. And now we've got Cano up, who walked last time. Cano grounds out to Alomar. So we go to the top of the fourth, see if Toronto can get back in here a little bit. Delgado, he flies out to left, and here's George Bell. George Bell walks. I had a request to do a Yankees game from a video I did yesterday. So if you have a request for any team matchup that you'd like to see, I will endeavor to do it on here. Here's Fred McGriff, the designated hitter. And McGriff does hit into double plays, but this is going to be out of here. That was gone for the instant the ball hit the bat. And McGriff has brought Toronto back in the game, one run behind. Here's Barfield. Flew out to right last time. This could be out of here now. Whitey Ford is pretty good at keeping the ball in the park. So, it's 1 out. Barfield is going to try to steal if he can get a jump, but it's really hard to get a good jump against Ford. And he doesn't. Ernie Witt is up. Ernie might hit into a double play. And you can see the infield, they're all at halfway, ready for a double play. And he strikes him out. Alex Gonzalez, 2 outs, runner on first. It's going to be a sharp grounder to Rodriguez, goes over to first to Gehrig. How do you like having A-Rod at third, Gehrig at first? Pretty nice. Okay, Munson is up, 27 years old in 1974, and he grounds out to Donaldson. Here is Derek Jeter. He's 0 for 2, but now he's going to get a hit. We'll see if Wells bobbles it. He does. Wow, 54. To get an error, he had to be higher than 54. 55. He bobbled it, and they sent Jeter. Didn't stop at first, just kept going. Okay, A-Rod is up. Let's see if they walk him. Probably not. And that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, but that moves Jeter over to third. And Now here is the Mick. Let's see what he can do. Gonna be a ground out. Oh, it's a close play. Mantle is fast. He may get his, and he is. He does leg it out. Just barely. Just barely. And now that sends Steib to, there's the early hook rule is in effect, and if he messes up too much, he's let in 5 runs in 4 innings, he goes down to his B ratings, which are not that bad, but they're the worst ratings for him. So we'll see what the AI is going to do. If 6 runs come in, that automatically wipes him out for good, down to his B ratings. But you can see all the other ratings up here are grayed out, and he's got to face Babe Ruth, who has hit 2 singles. Here goes Ruth. That's going to be a walk. And again, if 1 more run scores, Steib will not be able to recover, and he's got to face Gehrig. Lou Gehrig is going to ground out to the shortstop, and Steib has a this 30 here means how many batters he can face normally, and sometimes we'll see with Whitey Ford, there might be a little box around the 30, and it can have 3 different shades of grayness. Now this is the shade with no shade, which means that his early hook rating is 0, and he's always going to be able to recover. Some pitchers, the computer rolls a 6-sided die, and some of them have a rating of 1 or 2, maybe even 3, and then if this is not higher than the rating, then he does not recover his full ability, but he will do that, even though if he lets in 1 more run. Now you can see Whitey Ford has a gray box around his 28, which would make it harder for him to recover if he has a bad inning. Okay, here comes Alomar, and he fouls out to second base. Donaldson, he's going to strike out, and I wonder who is in the bullpen here. We've got Sparky Lyle, Goose Gossage, Mariano Rivera. A pretty good bullpen. They've got, the next pitcher is going to be Red Ruffing for the next game, Andy Pettit, and you've got Ron Gehrig. So, good team. Here's Vernon Wells. That could be, we'll see what it is, a rare play. So roll these 2 dice, looping drive to left, Keller's defense rating. They're playing at Yankee Stadium, so they give him an advantage, so his rating goes from a 3 to a 4. And if it is a 4 or less, it's an out, but it's not. Even though his rating went up by 1, it didn't go up high enough, so there's a double. And Whitey Ford now has this early hook base runner situation, so if he lets in if he gives up a hit or a walk, then he will go to his B ratings for the rest of the inning. Delgado is up, and that is a short fly to right, and that's the 3rd out. So Whitey Ford doesn't lose anything in terms of his ability. Bottom of the 5th, Keller is up. He is 0 for 1 in 2 plate appearances. Keller strikes out. Bill Dickey is up. He's 0 for 2, and he grounds out to Alomar, and Cano walked his first at bat. This is going to be a hit because of the righty-lefty matchup. So Cano gets his first hit of the game, and here's Thurman. 2 down. Thurman is going to get a single up the middle, and that moves Cano with 2 outs over to 3rd. And here is Jeter. If Cano scores, Steib will be kind of done for the day. Tough play for Donaldson. He's a really tough play. He's going to have to roll a 1 or a 6. Jeter will be safe at first. Oh, and he rolls a 6. So he saved himself probably for another inning. You can see here he's got 2 more batters he can face, and then he might be able to go farther than that. George Bell deep fly out to right. Here is Fred McGriff, who hit the home run that scored 2 runs. And he is going to, a line drive to the gap in the outfield. That little 3 up here means that the outfielder who's in the position, it has to be higher than a 3, and it's not, so he gets the double. And Whitey Ford faces Barfield now, righty-lefty matchup. And there's a base hit. And if Mantle makes an error, it'll be a 1-run game here. We'll see if Mantle, if it's a 37 or higher, it's a 54. He bobbled it. Everybody goes 1 more base. That is the 2nd error for the Yankees. And now we've got Ernie Witt, lefty-lefty matchup. Ernie. Oh. It looked 2. Yeah, he would have to have a 1 here to have prevented a double, but now it's a tie game, and Ford can only face 2 more hitters. 1 down, Witt on second, Gonzalez at bat. That's going to be a double in the corner. So things are kind of falling apart here. That's the 6th run, and you'll see now that Whitey Ford's, he's going to go down to his B ratings. Everything will be grayed out. And we are going to have to bring in a relief pitcher. And I think this suggests what inning to bring some of these pitchers in. And I think we'll bring Stottlemyre in because it's a right-handed lineup for the most part. And it's the 6th inning. So Stottlemyre is in from his 1968 season, and switch hitting Alomar is up. He's going to get a base hit. It doesn't score Gonzalez because there's only 1 out, but Alomar is going to try. Well, he could have tried to steal, but there's this option that the eye could prefer not to steal in this situation since they're ahead. If that comes up for me, I'll show you how that works. Okay, now there's 1 out. Stottlemyre facing a right-handed hitter, and that's going to be a ground ball. They were trying to get a double play, but they only got the runner at second. So now 7-5. Donaldson, I believe he's going to try to steal here, and the computer determines when people steal or try to steal, which I prefer because it's used realistically. It comes out with it plays out to real statistics, and it's just one less headache I have when I'm trying to play the game. Some other games are constantly, shall he steal, shall he not steal? But I know some people like to control that. Okay, he steals, but Bill Dickey's really good. He's going to have to roll a 6 not to be caught stealing, and he is caught stealing. So the Yankees have now fallen to a 2-run deficit. Rodriguez is up in the 6th, strikes out. Steib is still out there. Got 1 more batter he can face, and that'll be Mantle. Mantle strikes out. Steib is closing out strong, and you can see now he had 1 batter he can face. Now this has turned orange, and the 8 in here means he can face 8 more batters as long as he doesn't let any of them on base. And if he does, then he'll go to his B rating. So Ruth is up. Ruth will hit a dribbler to Steib. We'll see if Steib can throw him out. He's going to have to roll a 5 or a 6. He rolls a 3. And now you'll see Steib is out of gas. And they're going to immediately bring in a pinch hitter. And they bring in a lefty to face a lefty. That allows for the first batter only. One of these columns can be converted to the very best number just for this 1 batter. So it's going to be hard for him to walk Gehrig. Lefty-lefty matchup. Jimmy Key from 1986. Wow. Gehrig just hit a home run that barely cleared the left field wall. The right field wall. So The Iron Horse has tied it up. Welcome to the game, Jimmy Key. Charlie Keller is up now. We got a rare play here. Let's see what happens. Ground to first base. The first baseman to pitcher covering. Keller trips over the bag, attempting to avoid a collision. His running speed is reduced to 1, and his defense rating is reduced to the poorest level. So poor Charlie Keller tripped over the bag, trying to avoid a collision with Jimmy Key. And and that was the third out. So you can see here Keller now, he was a 3. The higher the number, the better. Now he's a 1. So I think we need to bring in another left fielder. Earl Combs or Joe DiMaggio. Let's bring in DiMaggio. And Vernon Wells is up. We've got such great relief pitchers. If there's the least bit of a problem, we'll bring in one of those great relief pitchers. Although it's a tie game, I'd rather be 1 run up. At least Delgado is up. Left-handed hitter. That could be an error on Gehrig. We'll see what his error rating is. They've got a roll of 45 or higher. It's not only an error, but he flipped the ball to the pitcher covering, and it was way over the pitcher's head, so Delgado went down to second. And now might be a good time to bring in one of these great relief pitchers. Let's bring in Sparky Lyle. Well, let's bring in Gossage, because the next hitter is a right-handed hitter. Okay, and you can see I have the computer determine which column to reduce to its best level for the first hitter, but you can do that manually too. But the computer always makes a good choice. So Gossage from 1982 is pitching against Bell, righty, and that's going to be a deep fly to right, which allows Delgado, who's not very fast, to get down to third. 2 down now. And we've got McGriff up, righty-lefty. Should I walk him? I think I'll walk him to get the Barfield matchup. Righty. And now Barfield is 2 for 3, so we'll see if this is a really stupid play on my part. No, but he strikes out. Thought it was going to be a long drive, but Gossage has this K up here, which I think turned it into a strikeout. Okay, now the Yankees are up. Lefty. Wonder if we have anybody. Got Mattingly on the bench. Bernie Williams, Yogi Berra. Not really. They're all kind of left-handed hitters, so let's let Dickey hit. Dickey, lines out. Key, if Key would have had a 2 here, it would have been a double. Look at the great graphics. Look at that background picture of Yankee Stadium. And here's Cano. Cano is lefty. Do we have Bobby Richardson or somebody? Lazari. Let's put in Tony. Let's see if he can do something here. He can hit a home run, but he flies out to center. Okay, here's Thurman, Munson. 2 down. Thurman. There's a drive to the gap, but it's a fly out because this 4 is lower than Barfield's 5. Barfield's an outstanding right fielder. So now we've got to bring in, we can bring in Willie Randolph to play second. And he's as good defensively as he's going to get. Okay, Gossage could face 5 more, and I think because it's a tie score, I don't know if this is going to be an extra inning game. Well, Witt strikes out, so that's 2 strikeouts already for Gossage. Here is Alex Gonzalez. That could be a home run if he rolls a 1 through 3. It's a base hit. Otherwise, it's a home run for Gonzalez. He rolls a 1. So It's not a home run. We've got a runner on first. He's going to try to steal if he can get a good jump. Gehrig is not quite as good as Ford, but at holding runners on, but he's got to roll with 54 or higher. He doesn't. Okay, so Alomar is up. Gehrig can face 3 more hitters. Alomar is 1 for 3. That's going to be, well, it's almost a walk, but they're going to let him hit again. He's got 2 balls on him. There's going to be a base hit up the middle, and he's going to stay there. Now, if there was nobody on base, because Alomar stole 51 bases, this double asterisk means that he would automatically steal second, and then he would try to steal third. He would definitely get the second, and then you'd have to see if he could get the third or not. But Gehrig is having a little trouble here. Here's Donaldson. I could bring in Rivera, but again, I don't know if this could be a 14-inning game. Donaldson, he's going to walk. Oh no. Bases loaded. Vernon Wells up. 1 more batter Gehrig can face. Gehrig feeling the pressure out there. Bases loaded. Only 1 out. The infield is playing in. He's got to strike him out. And you can see all these 1s up here mean strikeouts. So he's got to strike out Wells, I think. And there's a dribbler to the catcher, and the runner on third is out. Dickey leaped on it right away and got the force out at home. Fortunate. Okay, now we've got a left-handed batter. This is the last batter Gehrig can face, so I think we're going to bring in lefty Sparky Lyle. Sparky Lyle. Okay, see here the computer is going to determine that his 5 column should be the best one. So, and obviously you don't want to walk. That's the walk column. And this is Sparky Lyle's 1973 season card. And here is Delgado, lefty-lefty, Sparky. Ground ball to first. The infield was back. Gehrig flipped over to Lyle covering first. Then we go to the bottom of the 8th still with a tie ball game. Here's Tom Henke from 1990 facing the top of the order Derek Jeter. And that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. Sparky Lyle can face 7 more hitters. Again, it's could be an extra inning game here. Rodriguez is up. Alex grounds out to the third baseman. Here's Mickey. He's 2 for 3. That is going to be a line out to left. Henke is a really good relief pitcher. He had a 1.90 ERA in 1990 and a whip under 1. Okay, Sparky, he's going to be facing a couple right-handed hitters, a couple left-handed hitters. George Bell, the first one, that is going to be a walk. And Bell, I think, will try to steal, maybe. Yeah, he's going to try to steal. He's not very good. Okay, if it's a yellow one, he'll be running against the catcher. If it's a green one, he'll steal, possibly an error. Red means he'll be unsuccessful. There could be a pickoff error. A lot of things could happen here. Going to be a pickoff error possibility. Lyle, if he rolls a 33 or higher, he'll make an error trying to pick him off, and he does. He throws it past the first baseman. That allows Bell to go down to third. We have no outs. We got a runner on third. We have a lefty-lefty matchup with Sparky Lyle facing Fred McGriff. And McGriff is going to try to bunt him over to third. It's going to be tough because the bunt is right there in front of Dickey. And Dickey fires it over to third, and they cut down whoever that was at second. Bell. Bell is out at third. So that didn't work out so well. Now we've got Barfield, and we've got the infield at halfway. You can see there. Barfield. Wow, he gets hit right in the hole there between short and third. But we're back to a lefty-lefty matchup. 1 out. Infield halfway for the double play. Runners on first and second, and that could be a double play. It's a possible double play. So now he went to Jeter, but we have to see if Willie Randolph's pivot man rating is going to be good enough. Well, it's going to be good enough because he's a 6. He'll automatically get a double play here because you can't roll higher than a 6. So there's a double play, and they're going to bring in Dwayne Ward now to pitch from 1992. Bottom of the ninth. Who would you rather have up in the bottom of the ninth against a right-handed pitcher, Babe Ruth? Incredible power numbers. 11 in the 6th column, that's where the home runs are. 11 he'll hit it out in any ballpark with these 11s. So he's got a 10, which is almost as good as 11. Here's Babe Ruth now. Babe grounds out to the pitcher. Didn't make good contact. Lou Gehrig is up now. He's got great power numbers too, and I think he's going to be able to get on here. Yeah, because he had a little 4 here, and he had he would need a 5 to avoid a hit there. Okay, now we've got Gehrig, who's faster than normal. We're going to change his base running strategy to go for it from normal. DiMaggio is up. Joe DiMaggio from the 1940 season when he hit 343. We're going to let him swing away. Joe, going to be a rare play, and we'll see what this rare play is. They have the greatest rare plays in PC Replay Baseball. Okay. So this is complicated. Gehrig gets a huge jump at first base and steals second as the catcher's hurried throw sails into center field. Gehrig gets up and heads for third. As Wells' arm in center is not higher than Gehrig's speed, Gehrig is safe at third, and Witt is charged with an error. So just like that, Gehrig is over at third base. Witt threw the ball away into center field, and Wells could not throw Gehrig out at third. So how's that for a rare play? Okay, now it's the bottom of the ninth. Joe DiMaggio at age 25, and you can see here Joe from Martinez, California, 6'2". All the information. Look here at Ward. Ward is 6'4", from New Mexico. Okay, Joe DiMaggio, 1 out. Come on, Joe. He's going to hit a... Oh! This 16 is normally a sacrifice fly, but because of this K here, it got converted. See, it would be a deep fly out, but instead it got converted into a strikeout. Wow. Dwayne Ward got him to strike out. Now we've got Bill Dickey up. Left-handed hitter. We may as well... What are other options? Got Mattingly. And then we bring... Yeah, well, let's let Mattingly hit. Come on, Donnie. 1985 card. 2 down, runner on third. Mattingly up, pinch hitting. And because of the righty-lefty matchup, he gets a base hit to right field, and that ends the ball game with a Yankee 1-run victory. Well, both teams 13 hits. The Yankees committed 4 errors, but you can see, great game, a lot of fun. If you have any other teams you'd like to see in a game, let me know. This was based on a request, and if you like the video, please give me a like, please subscribe, and other than that, we'll see you next time.